The House of Representatives has approved a White House request to claw back 2 years of previously approved funding for public media. The rescissions package now moves on to the Senate. This move poses a serious threat to local stations and public media as we know it. Please take a stand for public media today at goacpr.org. Thank you.
Hey, before we get to this week's show, we're working on something new for NPR Plus supporters. They're pulling me out of mothballs to answer some of your car questions. So if you have a car question you'd like to ask me, I'll give you a number and you can call in a moment. And just like the old days, our extremely lazy producers will eventually listen to the messages, pick a few callers for me, we'll set up a time to talk, and I'll screw up the answers just like the old days. NPR Plus supporters will find these occasional, and I do mean occasional episodes, in their NPR Plus Car Talk feed. So if you have a car question, here's the number. It's 888-522-5478. That's 888-522-5478. Now here's the show.
Hello and welcome to Car Talk from National Public Radio with us, Click and Clack, the Tappert Brothers, and we're broadcasting this week from the Tuck-a-Voo department here at Car Talk Plaza. Now I have to explain. This is a story that developed over the last few months.
It's a little bit of the insider automotive intrigue that most people don't really know about.
Exactly. And I'm going to read you chapters 1, 2, and 3, and Tommy will do chapters 4 through 27 and the epilogue. So,
yeah, fine.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Some months ago...
Chapter 1.
This is chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
And I'm sure a lot of people have heard this. Rolls-Royce, the gray poupon people, put itself up for sale, and BMW, the German luxury car automaker, for some reason decided that they were interested. After all, I guess they were already supplying the engines for Rolls-Royce cars, and they figured, hey, if it's cheap, we'll go for it.
Yeah.
And they understood that the cars Rolls-Royce was making were pretty outdated, blue hair vehicles for blue hair buyers. But they figured that the name alone was worth a ton of money.
The price was right, $250,000. There's a lot of people who want those.
And they figured that if they could redesign the cars...
They figured all we got to do is sell one.
Right.
Get all our money back.
Well, that's all Rolls is doing. Come on, we're never going to get through this if you don't stop interrupting.
I won't interrupt you.
Anyway, they figured that if they could redesign the cars so they were actually pretty good, they'd have themselves a high-end car line with a well-known name.
Yeah.
Good enough, right?
Yeah.
Chapter 2. Volkswagen says, au contraire, Bavarian breath. Volkswagen decided that it wants Rolls-Royce, presumably for the same reason, and outbids BMW by a ton of money.
Yeah.
And buys the Rolls-Royce Motor Car Company for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Everybody says, oh my God, Volkswagen paid too much for the name Rolls-Royce. But VW says, we are delighted with our purchase.
We are delighted with our purchase.
Okay. All right, now you do chapters
this is the
27
epilogue,
through 32.
Chapter 3. After the deal goes through, VW finds out that the package that they purchased, even though it had all the outdated plants and the outdated designs and all the burled wood and all that stuff, did not include the name Rolls-Royce.
No. Whoops.
Duh! Because while they were doing all this negotiating, BMW somehow swoops in and buys the name Rolls-Royce from who is apparently the rightful owner of the name, the Rolls-Royce Airplane Company.
Right.
How about them apples?
They still make aircraft engines.
They still make aircraft engines. So
we hope
VW now has the Rolls-Royce company, but they can't use the name. Huh? Oh. I mean, did those guys sit up there in the conference room and say, yeah, I mean, what did they say the next day when the president of VW calls the crack negotiating team together and says,
don't cough. I think it was one of the words that was used.
Yeah, that was one of the words. I mean, actually,
they needed Huey, Louie, Dewey.
Jeez. If ever anyone needed Louie, Huey, Dewey, then this was a time.
And they missed it.
And they missed it.
Because
BMW, in their generosity, however, did say to VW, look, we got the name, and we'll lend it to you for a couple of years. You can use the name Rolls-Royce for like a year and a half, and then we have it back.
Yeah.
And you can call all your cars for $250,000 Volkswagens. Nobody will notice.
No, they got the name Bentley, right?
Yeah, they got the name
They got Bentley. Well, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be bent if I got Bentley.
Anyway, if you'd like to talk to us about this or anything else going on in the world, our number is 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, my name's Linda. I'm in Chicago.
Hi, Linda.
Chicago, so that would be Linda.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're normal, Linda.
Yeah.
Yes, you betcha.
What's going on, Linda?
I have a nice 1989 Honda Civic wagon with 79,000 miles on it.
What year?
89.
89.
What kind of a car is it?
It's a blue Civic wagon.
Civic. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it's gonna be
Is
one
it
of
a sedan?
it's gonna be one of those days.
What color? What color is it? Oh, it's
Linda,
blue.
in 5 minutes you'll be gone, but I'm going to be here for the whole show.
I think he's forgotten his medication
It's
today.
it's taking me a little time to get the hang of this. So, we took a couple of weeks off in the summer, which was a long time ago now. But it takes a while to get back into the swing of it, you know?
It does.
Yeah. So thanks for calling.
Well, I'll be patient if you will.
Okay. I'll try. So what about this 89 Civic Wagon Blue?
Well, it's otherwise a very nice car except for one little thing. It's either got vapor lock or something else that causes it to hate short hops in hot weather.
Ah,
I can get in the car, drive to the train, leave it all day on an 85-degree day, come back, and it might not start. I can drive to the store and come back outside in 10 minutes, and it might not start.
Huh. But
really?
But otherwise, I mean, right now it's just been great for 2 or 3 weeks, but then again, it's been about, upper 70s, low 80s.
So this is 89. So this is fuel injected,
sure.
and you've taken it someplace presumably, and they've told you it's
She's taking it to the train station.
That's about it.
and they've
about
told
it.
you there's nothing they can do.
It's so unpredictable that I haven't taken it to somebody because
They'll make fun of you.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not vapor lock. I mean, if it sits there all day long, it's unlikely that it's vapor lock.
I sure hope it's not a compression problem. That's
No,
what
I don't
killed
think
my
it's that either
Mustang.
because the car runs okay. I think what it's more
Yeah.
likely to be is a bad fuel pump relay or a bad fuel pump. But the only way you're going to find out is to take it someplace where they'll do a fuel pressure test. And if they can't come up with anything bad as a result of that test, ask them to replace the relay, which we assume is the problem. Now, it's possible that the problem is ignition related. But your car cranks okay. You turn the key and it goes
Yeah.
wow, 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 wow.
Wow,
It just doesn't.
all day if I wanted to.
Yeah.
It just doesn't start up. And it's possible you're not getting sufficient spark. So I would start by taking it in and telling them what the problem is and maybe leaving it there for a few hot days to see if they can reproduce the problem. And if they can, they'll be able to determine if it's a fuel problem or a spark problem. And I suspect it's going to be a fuel problem. And I'm leaning toward it being a bad fuel pump relay.
Oh,
That's my guess.
Well, you realize, don't you, that the fuel pump relay is the cure du jour?
Oh, is it? Sure, sure.
Yeah. I mean, you've come up with fuel pump relay for the last 10 people who've called.
I have?
Yeah. No matter what it is. Air conditioner doesn't, I would change the fuel pump. Did you buy stock in a fuel pump relay company?
should I?
I would.
Maybe. Good luck, Linda.
Well, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
1-8. I have given that answer a few times.
You
haven't
have,
I?
yes. You have.
Well, 'tis the season for it.
Well, yeah.
And I did. I mean, I really, in my heart, I feel she has a bad fuel pump. But I didn't want to tell her that. I didn't think she could take the bad news.
No. But possibly, I mean, what's good about that is that probably if they do the fuel pump relay, the fuel pump test, it will show up even though the car is starting. It may well show up
she may
as
have
not enough pressure.
low pressure. That's what we
So
hope.
if you got low blood pressure, then that's what the problem is.
And put a relay in while you're at it. It can't hurt. Okay, look, we have to pause right now and take a break.
Oh, is this the place where we go chisel our noses?
Powder our
Oh,
noses.
powder our noses.
We'll be back in a minute.
This message comes from Wise, the app for doing things in other currencies. With Wise, you can send, spend, or receive money across borders, all at a fair exchange rate. No markups or hidden fees. Join millions of customers and visit wise.com. T's and C's apply.
On the plus side, you get sponsor-free listening to over 25 NPR podcasts. On the minus side, you get fewer chances to tap fast forward on your podcast player. On the plus side, you get to support something you care about. On the minus side, you like challenges and think this makes it too easy. So why don't you join us on the plus side of things with NPR Plus? Learn more and sign up at plus.npr.org.
At Planet Money, we know that economic jargon can sometimes feel like speaking another language.
Yeah, like arbitrage, alpha, autarky.
That's just what's in the news these days. There's also absolute advantage, aggregate demand,
Aggregate supply. And this is just the A's.
oh, animal spirits.
That's a pretty good one. Planet Money from NPR. We help you translate the economy so you can understand the world, wherever you get your podcasts.
You know those things you shout at the radio or maybe even at this very NPR podcast? On NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, we actually say those things on the radio and on the podcast. We're rude across all media. We think the news can take it. Listen to NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, we're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet brothers, and we're here to discuss cars, car repair, and the fine art of killing time at work.
Oh, how sweet it is.
In addition to distracting you from your insignificant car problems on the weekend, we also have taken on the awesome responsibility of helping you kill time during the week from the sanctity of your very own cubicle.
Oh, really now? How do we do that?
Should you find yourself with an extra, I don't know, like 3 or 4 hours a day to kill at work this
It
week,
happens.
just surf on over to our website, the Car Talk section of cars.com, and there you will find a classic Car Talk puzzler from the Puzzler Archives for your perusal. So,
I see, I would have said, and there you will find for your perusal a classic Car Talk puzzle, because that's a misplaced.
well, especially if you don't know the name, if
Prepositional
you don't know
phrase.
the definition of the word perusal, you might have think that puzzle will help your condition. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
perusal is
It's
a
for your
condition.
perusal.
It's for your perusal.
Oh,
Shrink
man.
perusals without surgery. Anyway, every week this summer, while our puzzler is on vacation, we will post another archival puzzler to soothe your aching perusal. And it'll challenge you during those particularly dull hours at work. Those hours like between 9 and 12 and 1 and 5.
yeah, that other hour, that's always okay. 12 to 1.
No problem. If you'd like to call us, we'll take your calls at 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 888-227.
Why have you given up on the 888-255-579? What, you gave up on that.
Oh, the 888-227-8255? I haven't given up on that.
I haven't used it all day.
888-227-8255?
Thanks.
Okay.
I feel bad.
Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, my name is Deborah Rodriguez, and I'm calling from Haverhill, Massachusetts.
Deborah?
Yes,
Is that a 5-letter Deborah or a 7-letter Deborah?
it's a DEBORA87.
7. Yeah, that's the real spelling.
That's the real thing. None of this
That's the-
shortcut stuff.
Haverhill.
Haverhill. Hey, that's right. Are you familiar with Haverhill, Massachusetts?
Never heard of it.
I have heard of it, and I don't have the faintest idea where it is.
Well, it's north of Boston, about 2 hours north of Boston in rush hour traffic and a half hour without rush hour.
Got it.
A friend of mine says that I'm from New Hampshire because I'm right on the border, but I'm not. I'm Massachusetts.
We can tell that.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
There is a huge
You go over that line, and your IQ will drop 30 points.
You'll lose 5 teeth.
And my husband turns into my brother.
Exactly, right.
We won't go there. But anyway.
So what's up, Deborah?
Well, actually, it's my husband's car. It's an 89 Volkswagen Golf.
Yeah.
And this car, every once in a while, there seems to be no pattern. When I go to start it, it makes this very loud, metallic,
Grinding noise.
yeah, like a sparking seal kind of noise. Exactly.
Oh, like gnashing of teeth.
Yes.
That's it. And that's exactly what it is. It's gnashing of teeth,
Yes,
isn't it?
it is.
It's gnashing of teeth. Did you just make that up?
No.
No.
No, not really. This
Yeah.
is an automatic transmission Golf?
Yes.
I knew it.
So is this something that I need to be worried about?
Yes.
No. Yes. No.
Yes, you do.
I do.
How long has it been doing this?
Oh, a long time.
But how for every 10
What's the
times
frequency?
for every 10 times that you turn that key to start the car, how many times does it do this?
Usually it only does it once. The most it's ever done it is 3 times in a row.
How many miles on the car?
$175,000.
I would do nothing.
You would do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what is it?
When it happens.
If you don't have to do anything, why do you want to know what it is? I mean, what difference does it make?
When it does happen, all you need to do is make sure you stop right away, which of course you do. You let go of that key right away.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the radio will keep playing because it's a VW.
The radio has been stolen 4 times.
Well, of course, they can hear it playing. They know you have a radio. The damn thing shut off, they wouldn't be stolen.
As long as the second you hear it happen, you let go of the key and just keep driving.
What's wrong is that the gears on the flywheel that are supposed to mesh smoothly with the gears on the pinion of the starter are all chewed up. So that when that starter gear, when you turn the key and that starter gear pops out to turn the flywheel, it's hitting teeth that are all chewed up.
Oh.
You've got one spot of maybe a half a dozen teeth that are chewed up, and the other 50 teeth are okay, and that would explain why 1 out of 10 times...
See, and if you did live in New Hampshire, you wouldn't notice you were missing teeth.
See, you could have just left it. I mean, it might have just slipped by.
I couldn't do it.
I know.
I couldn't do it.
But by the way, when you do get this fixed, I mean, this is several $100s. So if you decide to get it fixed,
no, don't.
So I
don't
wouldn't fix it.
Don't touch it.
Okay.
Don't touch it. I mean, if it gets to be so frequent that every single time you try to start the car, it does it, then you really have to start thinking about it.
You'll know, Deborah.
Yes.
You will know when it's time to start thinking about it. It's like when Berman had that growth on his head.
That wasn't a growth. That was his head.
He knew when it was time. See you, Deborah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. 1-888 Talk. That's 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, my name is Frank. How you guys doing?
Good.
Frank.
All right,
Everyone
Frank.
we know is named Frank.
Yeah, well, you know, I do what I can.
Where are you from, Frank?
I'm originally from Brooklyn, but I reside in Florida now. I'm a boys' head distributor down here.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
You got any of those spiral cut hams?
You know I do. I got to grocer them just coming in today. A truckload came in today.
Yeah, did they fall off the truck? Those are the ones we'd be interested in.
I fell off the truck a few times myself.
The ones that don't make it to the loading dock.
FOT, man. Fell off truck.
I caught you guys' show. I was driving home, and I happened to be flipping through the channels, and I caught your show, and I immediately got my attention, and I immediately thought of the problem I was having with my car. And I said, maybe these guys can help me out.
Go for it, Frank. We're ready, man.
Any buddy of ours from Brooklyn, we will do everything in our power.
That's what I like to hear.
lead you astray.
Well, here's what's happening, gentlemen. I got a Mitsubishi Montero Sport. It's a 97. I've already got 40,000 miles on it.
Company pays for it?
Company pays for it.
Good.
Well, obviously, at 40,000 miles, I'm making some heck of a commute, but that's obviously going to be over. But here's what's happening.
Well, driving back and forth from Brooklyn to Miami, that's going to put some miles.
I'm telling you, it's out of control. Actually, I drive up to the Treasure Coast, and it's about an hour and a half one way. So I'm spending about 3 hours driving this car every day. And what's happening is whenever I accelerate, because I do enjoy accelerating, it makes a squeaking noise, but it's really loud. Only when I accelerate hard. What happens is it's a V6, but this car doesn't have nearly the power. I used to drive a Ford Explorer, and it had some power. This thing, you push the gas, and it says, what? Are you talking to me? So what I did is, likewise, it says, yes, I'm talking to you, and I push hard on the gas, and it downshifts back to first gear, and then it goes, wee! It starts making this funny noise.
Just like that? A squealing noise like that?
Like a squealing noise. Only when I push on the gas and it downshifts and the RPMs go up.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's causing that, and I'm kind of worried because now, obviously, at 40,000, I'm going to move the car and go into something else now because I'm not going to be putting that kind of mileage on because I'm relocating.
Right. And you don't need a sport utility in Florida. I mean, what do you need this for?
I'm very sporty, guys.
All right. That's well, this thing has 40K on it, and you only hear the noise when you downshift, and the noise is coming from under the hood.
It's coming from under the hood. It's an automatic, though, so it downshifts on its own when I get frustrated and it doesn't go and I push harder.
You floor it.
Now, what's happening, fortunately, is something
is not serious.
Minor.
Okay, cool.
The belt is slipping.
I see.
This vehicle has one belt, one serpentine belt that drives everything, power steering, air conditioning, water pump. And because it has 40,000 miles on it, it's probably cracked and somewhat worn out and glazed.
I see.
So when you stomp on that gas pedal to try to get this dog to move,
right,
you're making the RPM go very quickly from what it was, maybe 2,000 up to, say, 4,000.
Right.
And when that happens, the belt, which is going to keep pace with the engine, begins to slip.
Yeah, and the RPMs are going up even faster because it downshifts.
Right.
So the RPMs obviously go up when you stomp on the pedal, and then when it downshifts, the RPMs go up even more.
Right. Okay. So
either that or the engine's getting ready to blow. One or the other.
Oh man.
But I think it's just the belt. And what I would do, because you have 40K on it, I would take it to the Mitsubishi dealer and ask them to put a new belt on.
Right.
And I bet you the noise will go away.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you something else real quick. Do you guys have any suggestions? Obviously, I want the power, and it's a V6, and I'm not getting the power.
Well, the one for you, Frank, is the Grand Cherokee V8. Oh, you gotta! I can tell.
He's salivating already.
I said the magic words. Is that worth a couple of hams, or is that worth a couple of hams?
I think you're right.
There you go.
You know something? You've opened my eyes. I think that's what I'm going to do.
I'm glad your eyes are open as long as you're driving. Keep them open.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they close, but you know.
Take it easy, Frank.
Thanks for calling, Frank.
I really appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for your call.
Have a great day.
You
Bye.
All right, it's time to take another short break.
I prefer to think of these little breaks as temporary cancellations. That way I'll be more prepared when NPR actually gives us the real axe.
Okay, we're being canceled, but stay tuned. We'll be reinstated in just a minute.
Grab a snack, make the bed, check your mail, or catch up on the latest news with the NPR News Now podcast. Listen in the time it takes you to do any of those other activities or while doing them. We bring you the stories you need to know in just 5 minutes, every hour of every day. Listen now to the NPR News Now podcast.
On NPR's Throughline,
school teachers are going to be the ones that rebuild our society in a way that is more cohesive. Basically, where soldiers set down their arms, school teachers need to pick up their books.
How the U.S. Department of Education tried to fix a divided nation.
Listen to Throughline wherever you get your podcasts.
Pop Culture Happy Hour, NPR's easy breezy, laid back pop culture podcast, has brought you the best in culture for the past 15 years.
That means we spent the last 15 years talking about what exactly?
Bad reality TV, actually good Marvel movies,
Actually awful Marvel movies,
reboots, pop music,
prestige dramas,
Netflix slop. That's 15 years of buzzy pop culture chit chat, and here's to many more with you along for the ride. Listen to Pop Culture Happy Hour on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.
On NPR's Throughline,
schoolhouses are less expensive than rebellions.
We've been debating the government's role in education since the Civil War.
1/10 of our national debt would have saved us the blood and treasure of the late war.
How the Department of Education tried to fix a divided nation.
Listen to Throughline wherever you get your podcasts.
Ha! We're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers, and we're here to discuss cars, car repair, and the used Puzzler. Now, as both of our listeners know, every summer the Puzzler goes where?
A vacanza.
A vacanza, as they say in Italia.
Yes.
But we know from your calls and letters that this is a very difficult time.
Withdrawal.
For both of you.
It's withdrawal.
Some folks just can't seem to go a week without a Car Talk puzzle. So for you, we have what?
Electroshock therapy? Padded room?
No. For you, we have our classic puzzler archive.
Ooh.
Every week that the puzzler is on vacation, we'll post a classic Car Talk puzzler on our website. So if you're bored at work or bored with your chat group, just head to the Car Talk section of cars.com, and every week you'll find a new, used puzzler there. Pretty nifty, eh?
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
And of course, we always welcome your puzzler suggestions.
More than welcome. Desperate.
We beg, we plead, we rely, counting on. Whatever. So if you have something, send it to us. You can either email it to us via the website, or you can mail us your suggestion at Puzzler Tower, Car Talk Plaza, Box 3500, Harvard Square, Cambridge.
Our fair city.
Ma 02238. And if you want to call us, the number is 888-227-8255, which is also 888-CAR Talk.
Yeah.
Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi there, this is Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Bill, where you from, Bill?
I'm from Knoxville.
Bill from Knoxville.
Yeah, it almost rhymes.
It almost rhymes, yeah. If you were writing country music, it would be good enough.
Well, that'd be Nashville. That's a little further west.
Yeah. So what's up?
Well, I have been looking for a new car. Well, not a new car, but a used car, and I want to try to save some money on a car because basically I'm cheap.
Yeah.
Well, what I found is a pretty cheap car, but it has a quirk to it. It's a reconstructed car.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No, go ahead. Good. Sounds
good.
fascinating.
That might be okay.
It might. It's a 94 Crown Victoria.
And it was totaled.
It was totaled by the insurance company, but it's been repaired. Now, in talking with the guy who has it for sale, he's done this for some time, and he seems fairly honest and like a good guy.
Oh, so he's in the business of taking cars that were totaled by the insurance company and make them untotaled.
Right.
Ah.
It's going to have a reconstructed title, which is going to hurt the value of it.
Does that mean it's all taped together?
I hope not. That won't fly. But it's a 94 Crown Victoria with 54,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Apparently it's been hit on the driver's side, and this guy had to replace both doors and the door post.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering what I need to look for, what kind of things are going to go on with this. What are the pitfalls?
Well, I mean, the worst thing that happens when you have an accident like that is that the frame gets bent.
And he said that he doesn't even think, it's my understanding that the rocker panel wasn't even replaced, so apparently it was hit up high enough, I don't think it would bend the frame on this car. Well, he said he would warranty his work. He can't warranty Detroit's work, but he'll warranty his work, so that's a good sign.
I would take it to a body shop, number one.
Mm-hmm.
I would take it to the best body shop in Knoxville, the guys with the best reputation, and ask them to critique the work that was done on it.
All right.
Then I would take it to an alignment shop.
Right.
And see if all four wheels are pointing in the same direction.
More or less.
At any one time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I would have the car, take it to your regular mechanic and have it checked out in general, as if there were nothing wrong with it, as if you didn't know the history of it.
Okay.
You want to know condition, the engine, the transmission, all this stuff is in.
Sure.
Don't forget, there's always the possibility that it says 54K on it, but someone had the odometer unhooked for 80,000 miles. You don't know that either.
Right, and I figure I have to at least get to talk to the previous owner to see what the history is before this accident.
And that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And you could find out from him how extensive the accident was,
right.
Assuming that he's still alive.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, a good shot.
And if not, there are ways to communicate with him.
We can help you there, too.
You guys will take care of that?
We have the Psychic Network. We'll put you in touch with La Toyota Jackson.
Oh, my goodness.
How much does he want for this car?
He wants $79.95 for it.
Yeah.
And in all my research, the retail price is going to be, for the mileage and all the considerations, somewhere in the neighborhood of $11,000. So the savings are pretty good.
Yeah, and if it was done correctly, it could be okay. And of course, this is only his asking price. You could get it for $69.95.
Right.
It doesn't sound like a bad deal, assuming that you go through the steps that my brother just outlined.
All right.
Good luck, Bill.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
1-888-CAR Talk. That's 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hey guys, I'm calling you from Dallas, Texas, and my name is Lisa Carr.
Lisa.
No joke.
You used to be on our staff.
You were on our very staff.
I've heard that, and I'm really upset that I haven't gotten a paycheck.
Nobody gets paid. We don't
Paycheck?
pay anybody. No. You have to sue if you want money from us.
If that's a secret, well.
Yeah, that's the secret, yeah.
Maybe you could just send me some donuts or something.
Call Chrysler. They know how to do this.
So what's up, Lisa?
Well, I have a 94 Saturn SL2, and it has about 78,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
Took it in for a regular oil change at the dealer last week, and afterwards the guy came out and said, we have some issues.
Oh, issues.
Issues. Said, okay. And so he laid them out for me, 4 problems that need to be taken care of.
Okay, we'll rank them in order
have
of
my
severity.
My pen at the ready. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And D.
Right, and so I'll start with the highest priority and work down.
Go for it.
This car needs a throttle body service.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 2, it needs a coolant change.
Okay.
God, I feel like I'm on David Letterman. Number 3, the muffler is starting to rust. Should be replaced at some point.
Okay.
And number 4, the right back axle seal is seeping.
Okay.
He said those top 2 I should do, kind of right away. The other 2 we can watch subsequent oil changes.
And they wanted $99 for the throttle body service. And 68 Dallas, Texas, 75 bucks for the coolant service.
Oh, no, you're way off. Throttle body was only 65 and the coolant change was only 54.
Excellent.
Now, I don't have a problem with this because I'm like, these guys are straight-up guys. I'm like, sure, I'll bring it in. I'm already late for my 78K service. Next time I bring it in, we'll do it all. So then I get the car, they wash it for me, I go away. And I notice that when I push on the accelerator, it feels kind of strange. But subsequently, in the next couple of days, I notice now when I get in the car and I accelerate, the car stutters, kind of jerks forward a bit, before it kind of kicks in. And it happens when I'm at low RPMs or when I'm shifting gears or if I'm geared too high. Once I get up to speed, like I'm on the freeway, it feels fine.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not saying that they did anything because these are good guys, but I just think the timing is a little interesting. So my question is, have that laundry list of 4 things.
Yeah.
Could this be related to one of those 4 things? And if not, what could possibly happen during an oil change that might make it happen?
Well, I should start by saying that I think that when they gave you this list, they were very honest and correct about the hierarchy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the fact that they aren't charging you an arm and a leg to do these things, as my brother would do if you took it to his place.
Well, there's many industrial accidents every year. The insurance rates are high. No customers allowed in the shop.
I mean, I was gonna say
all sales are final.
before you mentioned the business of the muffler and the axle seal, I was going to say, gee, I wouldn't have even put these things on any list. At least they got them at the bottom. And then you said they told you not to worry about these things, which is exactly what I would have said to you too. But now, what did they do to sabotage your car?
You guys are going to get me a big trouble with them now.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So I don't know that they did anything, but that's what I think. But of course they were. All they did was change the oil in the filter. What could happen?
Well, when you asked them did you ask why you needed a throttle body service? Maybe he noticed something. Here's what happened. I got it.
The guy pulled it in to do the oil change.
No, and there was nothing wrong with it. He pulls it out after doing the oil change and takes it around the block. Or he's going to park it.
See how much oil leaks out.
Right,
that's how they test to see if they put the drain plug in.
Right, to look for that pool of oil.
They drive it around the block with the mirrors so they can see how much oil is left on the ground.
And maybe he noticed that, in fact, it was doing this little stuttering. And he says, Lisa needs a throttle body service.
Yeah.
Where, in fact, what they could have done was knocked off a vacuum hose. Or you could have a bad spark plug wire. So it could be coincidental.
I'm assuming that it is.
I'm assuming that it is, too. I'd be willing to bet that he maybe even misdiagnosed it. I'd be willing to bet you need a spark plug wire. Or you have a fouled plug or some such thing, which is unrelated to anything they did.
And yet...
You can blame them if you want.
I mean, it's one of those things that you can't really believe. How can it happen that out of the infinite number of seconds that there are in the universe, that this throttle body could have died?
Well,
that
Lisa,
it happened at that very moment.
I'm very interested to find out what his explanation is, because if it's any good, I want to be able to use it. See you, Lisa.
Thanks.
For your call.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for calling. She brought up, I think she said, we have automotive issues.
Yes.
She must be one of those psychologist types.
No, the dealer said that to her.
The dealer used that
term.
term.
The dealer that said
Did we miss a seminar?
Yeah. We missed a decade.
I think we missed one of those seminars. Issues. We have some issues to discuss with you about your car.
Let's sound serious right off the bat. Instead of saying...
Sounds like psychotherapy.
I think you've got some problems with your car. Doesn't it sound better?
It does. We have
some issues.
Yeah, which we'd like to discuss.
Yes, and resolve, hopefully.
And resolve, hopefully.
Yes. Well, it's happened again. You've squandered another perfectly good hour listening to Car Talk. Our esteemed producer is Doug, not a slave to fashion Berman. Our associate producer and dean of the College of Automusicology is Ken Ed Grimley Rogers. Our assistant producer is Catherine Imelda Ray Marcos. And our engineer is Dennis Foley, assisted today by Jonathan Career Killer Marston. Our technical, spiritual, and menu advisor is John S. Lawler. Our public opinion pollster is Paul Murky of Murky Research, assisted by statistician Marge Novera. Our customer care representative is Haywood Jabuzoff, assisted by Kurt Reply. Our director of catering is Russell Upsomgrub, and our telephone solicitation response specialist is Teresa Nobodium. Teresa.
There is a nobody home.
Our staff gossip columnist is Bud Inskeep. Peekaboo Street directs our intensive care unit, which is known as the Peekaboo ICU. Our director of moral support is You Demand, assisted by You Go Girl. Our sexual harassment counselor is Pat McCann, and our Leo Tolstoy biographer is Warren Peace, author of Leo Tolstoy by Warren Peace.
Whoever came up with that Peekaboo ICU, I mean, that's brilliant.
Berman came up with that.
No, Berman doesn't come up with anything.
Mike Barnacle from the Globe.
Did he really?
George Carlin. Our chief counsel from the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe is Hugh Lewis Dewey, known to the cab drivers in Harvard Square as Huey Louie Dewey. Thanks so much for listening. We're Click and Clack, the Tappert Brothers. Don't drive like my brother.
Don't drive like my brother.
We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
And now here is Car Talk Plaza's entertainment critic, Mr. Vinny Gumbatz.
All right, today I'm recommending a copy of this week's Car Talk show, which is number 34, a dramatic twist on the age-old call-in genre, actor with impeccable panache by two of the all-time masters.
Wait a second, Vin. Don't you think that's a little self-serving?
Hey, who's doing the reviews here, you or me? Now, if you want this week's fine show or any other Car Talk stuff, just call our Shameless Commerce Division at 1-888-CAR-JUNK. That's 888-CAR-JUNK. You got that?
Yeah, thanks, Vin.
Now, did you read Ulysses like I told you to? Car Talk is a production of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe and WBUR in Boston.
And even though Janet Reno has to defend us against contempt charges every time we say it, this is NPR, National Public Radio.
The Nintendo Switch 2 is already the fastest-selling video game console of all time. That's despite the technology behind it lagging years behind its competitors.
Without saying it, Nintendo is selling a culture.
On The Indicator, we unpack the unusual business strategy that transformed a tiny Japanese toy company into a global multimedia giant. Listen to The Indicator from Planet Money wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Terry Gross, host of Fresh Air. Hey, take a break from the 24-hour news cycle with us and listen to long-form interviews with your favorite authors, actors, filmmakers, comedians, and musicians, the people making the art that nourishes us and speaks to our times. So listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.
On Fridays, the 1A podcast is all about helping you cut through the info fog and get to what's important in the news. Close out the week with us on our Friday News Roundup. Hear from reporters who've been embedded with the biggest news of the week. Join us every week for the Friday News Roundup. Listen to the 1A podcast from NPR and WAMU.